All right, what's up, team, and welcome back to another episode of the Sunday Stock Show with Lucas. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my top 3 picks for this week. We're going to go over a couple of other things as well. We're going to look at the overall market, what might be happening in there. Keep in mind, this week is another big earnings week. We are in the earnings season right now. We've had 2 back-to-back big earnings weeks, and this is another one this week. So keep that as well in your agenda. And I'm going to be giving you guys my top 3 picks, and I'm going to throw in a little bonus pick in there as well. So make sure to stay around for the whole video. So you guys make sure to grab all 4 of my picks today. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure to like, share, and smash that subscribe button. And as always, this video is for entertainment purposes only, and it's sci-fi time. So let's get into this. So, before we begin and start looking at the actual stocks, I want to talk to you guys about the S&P 500, so that index. So here we have the SPY, which is also an index ETF representing the S&P 500. As we can see, it obviously is always very bullish, continuously always increasing over the long term. Definitely something good to invest in as well. If you're looking for a very stable, safe return of it hits approximately 8% on a yearly compounded rate. So every time we hit a new high, it tends to pull back, right? Looking at the past here, new high, big pullback, consolidation, slowly creeps back up, hits a new high, pulls back, consolidation, creeps back up, new high, pulls back. Here we have hit a new high. We've been consolidating for the past couple of weeks, slowly hitting new highs. And officially on Friday, we broke that resistance and hit a new high. So what am I expecting? Well, I am expecting a pullback in the S&P 500 in the next couple of days, if not possibly next couple of weeks. Also, there is a strong tendency that the S&P 500 does pull back during the month of August. So make sure to keep that on your radar. And when we are looking at a couple of these stocks, make sure to keep that in mind as well, that although sometimes they have confirmed and have reversed upwards, if they begin trending upwards and you see the S&P 500 start to pull back or it starts to face a big retracement, well, that may also affect the stocks that you're investing in. So make sure to keep an eye on the S&P 500 because I am expecting a pullback within the upcoming future. Alrighty, so let's get into our first stock. The first stock that I want to talk about today is going to be ticker symbol V, which is Visa. I'm very bullish on Visa. I've talked about them in the past in other Sunday stock shows. We know how they move, right? They obviously always very bullish, very aggressive. It's a great stock to invest in. Obviously also pays a dividend, not the biggest dividend, but overall it is a growth stock. So recently they have had earnings. They had earnings on July 28th. They pulled back after earnings as well with a bit of the market pullback too, and now they seem to have found themselves a floor here at about $235 a share, a common support that it bounced off of in the past and have been reversing upwards. So I already like this play a lot. To me, this has already confirmed a reversal, so you can look for an entry as of Monday or Tuesday. Obviously, if it pulls back, try to get the best entry as possible. But here, we do see a confirmation of a reversal. It's looking very good, very bullish, and I could see this coming back to these highs over here at about $240 to $252 a share. All right, so I do think it's going to fall somewhere in that range at about $250 a share. But as always, it has been coming and hitting a new high, pulling back, hitting a new high, pulling back. So I do think this is going to hit a new high. Its all-time high right now is $252.67. I do think it's going to go above that, so somewhere possibly to about $253, $254. All right, so if we are going to run it up to there, as of this week, I could see that move coming into place. That would be approximately a return of about 4.5% to 5%, right? If we run it to 253, that's where we hit our 5% mark. So definitely keep Visa on there, and I think that is going to be a play that you're going to see this move occur during this trading week. The next stock that I want to look at is going to be ticker symbol BABA, which is BABA. Alibaba, right? One of the big e-commerce giants of the world, competing with Amazon and stuff like that. They have been trending downwards in the past couple of months. Not always the stock that we want to be looking at in that sense, right? So it has been a little bearish, continuously hitting lower lows, etc., and lower highs. However, one thing that is very interesting, I am still very bullish on Baba. I think Baba is a great company. They have recently pulled back very aggressively, right, from these high 230s all the way down. They came down to about $180 a share, right? Why is that? Well, the Chinese government is trying to, they're starting to crack down on the Chinese companies. So you're going to see a lot of that with the education sector in China with stocks like EDU. You're also going to see other stocks that were affected like Didi, Baidu, stuff like that. But Baba was also hit by that. So what China is trying to do is they're talking about making them non-profits, etc. Obviously, that isn't good for business. Business is all about profit. So recently they have come to extreme lows, right? These are the 52-week lows. So they have never been this low in the past year. But the reason I do like it is because I do still think that there is money to be made this week. Why do I see that? Well, it came down to this low of about $180 a share. We spiked back up, obviously in a quick reversal. People tried to buy into it at those low prices, came right back up. And then this news doesn't just fade away. The news is still there, right? The Chinese government is still trying to do those crackdowns. So it still begins to consolidate here. It pulls back, people sell off a bit, people buy it back up, sell it back off. However, when looking at this, if we do go and narrow it down a little more, it has been hitting higher highs and higher lows, right, over the past couple of days. Here we got a high at 201, came down to about 189. Comes back up to about 203, comes back down to about 193, right? Comes back up to about 204, comes back down to about 197. So slowly we are going up by about $1 or $2 on our lows and by about $1 or $2 on our highs as well. That is showing that we are in an uptrend right now, right? If we were to draw out these lines right here, this is a clear sign that we are trending upwards. So here we just recently pulled back. According to its historics over the past couple of days, I do expect this to pull right back up and possibly go to a new high here. So this new high would be probably at around $205, $206 a share. Nothing crazy, no crazy runs, right? I'm not expecting this to go right back up to 230, but you can definitely scalp some profits from this 196 to about 205. If we're lucky, and people start to buy it back up, some of that news fades away, some of the restrictions begin to change, maybe this will run right back up to over $230, $240 a share. However, without being that optimistic, right, and really just trying to prepare ourselves for that, I'm comfortable in trying to get into a position here, running it back up to about 205, probably locking in some profits, waiting for a little bit of a pullback again, and then I'll re-enter into my position. If I do see this continue to run up, well, I will add to my position and try to run it up to its next resistance, which is at about $215 a share. All right. So what you want to do in these situations is obviously nobody can prepare for the future. But what you can do is set yourself up and be ready for those opportunities, right? So you want to be able to lock in profits when it's time and preserve some of that capital on the side to be able to buy in at cheaper prices if needed, or to add to a position if it's being favorable to you. All right, so that is the second stock. Now the third one that I want to take a look at is going to be ticker symbol DE. So that's John Deere. What do I really like about them? Well, let's take a look at the past 6 months quickly over here. Sorry about that. Past 6 months. They did sell off very aggressively. I talked about Caterpillar last week. Now we're going to be going into John Deere. John Deere has earnings coming up, so be careful with that, all right? That is the one thing that you do have to watch out for. I've also got myself an alert here at about $370 a share, which is a resistance for them, okay? Why am I saying it's a resistance? Well, look at the past here. At the end of May, it came up a couple of times on 4 different occasions. 1, 2, 3, 4. On 4 different occasions, it came and basically bounced right off that 370, maybe went up to 369, 368 or so, but it's having trouble breaking this resistance. Okay, why is this a resistance? Well, it was a previous support. right? So here we saw it always coming down to this 370 and bouncing up. It would come bounce, bounce up, bounce up, bounce up, bounce up, right? There were little false breakouts, but really it was holding at that 370 and bouncing upwards. Now, once it breaks that support now becomes a resistance line, and that's why we're seeing this as a resistance here. So then we pulled all the way back, and we have been reversing upwards very nicely here. We're coming right up to that. On Friday, we closed at about 366.88, basically 367. We're about to go test that 370 resistance. I would wait for it to break that 370. Make sure it's a good break, not only 371 or anything like that, or at least make sure that the day closes above that price range. If you're not looking to day trade it and you're looking to swing trade it, make sure it closes above 371, right? You don't want to just see it bounce up to 371 and come right back down. So once it gets to that 371, 372 mark, then for me, that is a clear confirmation of a reversal, and I will be riding this upwards, expecting it to come up to about $380 a share, which does give us a nice return of approximately 4%, but this is on almost a $400 stock. That is a great return, especially when playing options. So keep them on your watch list. That is ticker symbol DE. Now my little bonus stock that I wanted to talk to you guys about, this is having to do a lot with the S&P 500, so make sure you're very careful with this trade. If the S&P starts to pull back, I can guarantee you this stock will also pull back. However, for now, let's take a look at it and see why I like it. So the ticker symbol is going to be ticker symbol FB, which is Facebook. One of the huge companies, huge social media, right? I'm sure everyone is aware of what Facebook is. We all use it. Some of us like it, some of us don't, but it is a money-making machine. All right, very bullish over the past 6 months. If we come take a look, they've continuously been hitting new highs every time and pulling back. Recently, especially with this run up to earnings that they had on July 28th, they ran up very aggressively from about 340 all the way up to $375 a share. And now with that earnings, they've pulled back quite aggressively. They found themselves a support here at about 350. Common support from here in the past as well. Found themselves a support and are reversing up very nicely. Again, for me here, Facebook, this has already confirmed its reversal. So I'm not going to be waiting to get into this. For me, this has already confirmed its reversal. It's broken $360 mark. So I'm comfortable in saying that it's going to come back and retest this $371, $375 a share, possibly break that resistance and go to a new all-time high. But for now, I'm going to get into my position, ride it up to 370, 375, look at how it's performing there. If I do see a bit of hesitation, I'm going to lock in my profits at 370 or 375. And if I see it blow right past, well, we could try to run it up to its next resistance, probably around 380, 385 or so, and try to get into some profits there. Again, I'm going to repeat one last time. If the S&P starts, so this S&P 500 begins to pull back, you will see a pullback in Facebook as well, and it'll probably come back down to this 350 or so, maybe come even lower to about 340. So be careful with that. Just make sure to keep an eye on how the S&P 500 is performing and on the futures. All right, so those are my top 3 picks with the bonus of this one over here. If you guys enjoyed the content and want more content like this, please like, share, and subscribe. If you guys have any questions, put it into the comments. If you guys liked how this video went or have any other suggestions on possible stocks you guys want me to review, put it right in the comment section. I'll make sure to answer all of your comments. Aside from that, I wish you guys a great rest of the Sunday. Hope you guys all enjoyed your weekend, and we will see you back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. sharp for our live trading. If you guys haven't joined our Discord, the link is in the bio. Have a good one, everybody.